Well, I never really know what to say when I start these videos, because what have we got to look forward to? I've seen practice here at Tunbridge, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm back here at the boarded circuit, and to use an old expression, something completely different. What they've decided to do is to put together a long track makeup, because this track is classified as being in the long track category internationally. Add to it the Super Cup sidecars. It means we've got two classes that we know have got better and better from an English perspective over the last few seasons. Now, the other trick is that it's actually going to be a floodlit event. Now, it's quite ironic that we're actually here on a fantastically sunny day, so quite how much the floodlights are going to be used I really don't know. But floodlit is what it's going to be. We don't expect the finals to be something like 10:30 tonight, so we've got a lot of racing before then. Race time is actually starting at 7 o'clock. Now, it is feeling to me a little bit more like the big long tracks that we go to France and Germany, and of course over to Holland and witness, where it's much more of a relaxed day. We started practice here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got a fantastic lineup. They've all been out for practice. Now they've got a couple of hours to, if they want, even change engines, change frames, do whatever they want. There's a great atmosphere here tonight, and I think once we start the racing at 7, we're going to see some superb racing. As far as predicting winners, no, I'm going to pull the card again. I just can't do it. The lineup in the solos includes Robert Barth from Germany, Kelvin Tatum from the UK, and many, many other riders to battle against them. In the sidecars, same old story. No, we just couldn't predict who's going to do the winning. It's whoever night it is going to be tonight. They'll be the ones up there on the rostrum. And talking about the rostrum, I think that's going to be damn near midnight before we actually present those prizes. Fantastic night ahead. I hope the racing builds up to everything that we've seen here so far. Well, obviously I've mentioned that it's long track format tonight, I should say. I'm going to get used to that soon, not this afternoon. Under floodlights, hopefully later on in the evening. But Myles, I mean, what I'm going to say to you in the sidecars, I've just said on the introduction really that I can't pick a winner from all of this lot here tonight. You've all ridden here many times. It's a tough competition, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's very tough, really. Like you said, it's anyone could win it tonight. There's not just the 1, 2, 3, 4 names. There's any of the 18, really. Yeah,
there is indeed. I mean, I talk about people riding Tunbridge many times before. We've seen it very deep. We've seen it very hard. But you've been out for practice. What does it look like today?
Yeah, it's looking good. I think they've done a really good job with it. It's obviously they haven't used it for a while. It's a little bit slick for a minute, but it's going to be good. I think it's going to be an excellent track.
And obviously I think there are going to be a few eyes watching you because you've had a good start of the season so far.
Yeah, that's right. I think we just take every meeting as it comes, really. Don't speak too soon.
Absolutely, and I will bring you in, Kev, because it's obviously a new partnership this year, but the early results looking good.
Yeah, we're gelling quite well together. Get on all right, and should see how it goes today. The track is feeling really nice. Best it's been for years.
Oh, fantastic. On that good note then, best of luck, guys.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Paul Whitelam, Kevin Jones. Paul, you've been out for practice. How was it out there?
It was very slick the first one. We changed tyre, went out in the second one. It's not too bad then, but we're going to stick with that tyre for the first race.
I think it's amazing the fact that it was actually dusting up during the practice, because they've been putting water on there since 6 o'clock this morning.
It was patches of dust, but there's also standing water there, so it's mixed out there.
Kevin, back to grass. It looks better as a grass track rather than the shell they had there for the last few years, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. So it's been about 6 years since I've seen it like this, and fair play to the Tunbridge Club. They've done a real good job of putting it back to how it should be, and hopefully it'll ride nicely, and like I say, not too much dust. As I say, as long as they don't put too much water down, I think we'll have a good night tonight and it's be fast racing.
I don't know if it's an optical illusion, but because it's back to grass, it looks bigger and wider out there. Is that the case, or is it just an optical illusion because there's so much grass out there?
Well, yeah, like I say, it's probably a bit of an illusion, to be honest. The straights seem about the same as what they normally are. The turns are a little bit wider in places, but it just depends on how you're going to set your bike up, how you're going to ride it as well. I think if we stick to how we normally ride the grass, hopefully we should have a good night with it, I think.
Big gamble by Paul Miller putting this on. It's a tremendous lineup, and one can only hope he'll get the crowd to respect the lineup he's put together.
Oh, it's a fantastic meeting. It should be really good, and hope he gets the crowd in. So it should be good.
What will you be happy with tonight? Obviously you want to win. If you can't win, what are you going to be happy with?
I always want to get in the final, but we've been third all year, so...
Matt Tyrrell with me now. Matt, how did the practice go?
Yeah, it's very good. Second practice, change of gearing. Seems got the drive, and hopefully we should be out the gate, hopefully.
Successful meeting in Germany the other week, you must be delighted with.
Oh, over the moon. To beat Ivan Matthews all day was the thing, but the bike was running spot on, and it's the fastest track I've ever been on. We was clocking 109 miles down the straight, so yeah, it was a fantastic experience.
You must be overall delighted the way things have gone this season. You've seen them improving meeting by meeting.
Definitely. I can't thank one firstly is the sponsors. I've been sponsored with 2 complete new bikes, and I can't thank them enough, to be honest. That's made all the difference.
It's good to see Collier Street back with the grass circuit again, isn't it?
Definitely. I've never had much luck here, and hopefully I can change that around today.
If it does get dark and we have the floodlights on, what difference that can actually make to the racing, do you think, or to how you have to race, if any?
It makes the atmosphere so much better. I've ridden a couple in France, and the atmosphere and everything is just fantastic. So hopefully we can see some more of these in the future, hopefully.
I think we've got to take our hats off to Paul. It's a big gamble. He's trying to do a continental meeting. We've got the weather. All we need now is the crowd, isn't it?
Definitely. We need the crowd for the sport to continue. We know that by the West Country winner. And if you get the crowds, everything else comes with it. So hopefully we can. Any changes to the bike after the practice to go out for the racing itself? We changed the tyre. We've tried a softer compound tyre because it's quite hard. And if it goes to what we think it might do, it's onto the speedway tyres and see what happens.
Thanks, and wish best luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Rob Bradley, Jason Gill. Rob, practice, how did it go?
It's always a little bit wet, but I think it's nice to see that it's a proper grass track now. It'll be very good, I think, when it's had time to dry. They're working hard on it, and it always rides well. It'll be nice and smooth.
Interesting. I'm not very mechanically minded, but you were taking advice about your bike from Roger Meeson. What exactly was he possibly advising you to do for a better result today?
Well, I always ask Roger whenever I see him, because as most people know, it's his bike, or I should say the bike that he built, and it really hasn't changed in all these years. And I always think sometimes when I'm struggling, Roger probably knows how to set it up. And he said there's little to adjust really, just maybe lean it over a bit and just get on and ride it.
Jason, turning to you now, I'm going to embarrass this man now, because without doubt he's one of the most talented motorcyclists in the country, and I think he's very underrated when it comes to this 1000cc sidecar event. Would you agree on that?
Definitely. He's, as it in the Speedway start this week, Mr. Versatile. He can ride, he can cope with me on the back. I've been round a few camps and he makes up for my mistakes. Hence we work together quite well.
Interesting you should say that, because you're passing him today. Last week he had somebody else, but he's still there or thereabout in the results, and it cannot be easy when you've got to keep changing your passenger all the time. You've got to get used to how they ride, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. Like I say, he can turn his hand to anything. Solo sidecars, throw anybody on the back, and he'll go out there and he'll give as much as a performance for anybody, clubs, nationals, and his heart and soul's in it.
They are, Rob. Anyway, rumour has it you're trying to get into the British Championship next week on a 350.
Oh, you never know. Look, it would be good to be there. I mean, I'll probably be there anyway, but the club run a fantastic meeting, and if there's a space for me, I'll be there.
And he's quite capable of getting the rostrum there, isn't he?
Definitely. Without a doubt. After seeing him at Pickering last week, if he can cope with that, not a problem.
Now, Rob, you told me you don't usually go very well here, but it's back to grass. Is that going to enhance your chances tonight?
I hope it will. Yeah, we always seem to struggle. I don't know, I think it's a lot of people who do ride here ride on the speedway as well, and it's something I've never really done, and it is more of a speedway bike track, and so the lads who do ride speedway possibly have a slight advantage on setup. But every time we come we learn a bit more, and today, with it being, as you say, grass and we've been a bit drier, let's hope it goes better.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Paul Cooper, Glen, Phillips. Paul, practice, how did it go?
Yeah, real good. It's good to be riding my grass track bike again, and the circuit is absolutely in perfect form. They've done a really good job, and it's down to a proper grass track now, and it's really enjoyable to be out there.
So you, like most of the riders, are glad to see it back as grass rather than shale?
Oh yeah, definitely, without a doubt. It was a bit tricky to deal with when it was shale. You know, obviously with the weather as it was the last couple of meetings you've had here, and this, that, and the other, it was hard to keep the track good for racing. But with the grass the way they've done it now, it's in good form, and I think we're going to have a really good meeting.
Glen, the last time I spoke to you were virtually falling asleep on the rostrum at the West Country winner after that hectic dash back from Germany.
Yeah, that was a good day. Just doing more grass track again this year and really enjoying it.
The good news is I've heard today that meeting is definitely going to go ahead again next year. They're hoping to make it even bigger, which is obviously after the problems we'll have this year with certain riders not turning up. That's good news, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And he put on a really good show, and I think everyone really enjoyed it.
Paul, British Championship next weekend at Worcester, another track you go well at, looking to regain your crown?
Yeah, we'll have a good crack. We'll see how we go. It's going to be pretty difficult with all the boys going real well the way the season's gone so far. I mean, Lewis is going well, and Richard Smith and a couple of others. So it's going to be tough, but like I say, I'll give it a proper go as long as my engine stays together this time. We'll see. We should be there or thereabouts.
Trying to make it tougher because a lot of people are trying to get Jason Handley and Jamie Rogers into the meeting. Really, to put it bluntly, it's a farce. They're not there, isn't it? It's
a British Championship round, and they're two of the best British 350 riders in the country. So why aren't they there? That's why I see it. They're going to draw the crowd. They're there to be ridden against because they're the best riders, and it's a British Championship. I think they should be there.
Well, I think it sums it up when a rider like yourself, you could have an easier option if they're not there. You want to see them there, and I think it just shows the mistake that the ACU are making by not having them there for whatever reason they're putting forward. It's detrimental to the sport, isn't it?
It is. It is going to damage the sport a bit, really, because their guys are going to bring the crowd, especially from Bin. It is a bit further north than it has been the last couple of years, and they're going to bring people from the north to come and watch him. With Jamie, with his injuries that he's had and the way he's riding since he's come back, he's going to draw people to come and watch him. And Jason takes the crowd wherever he goes, so they need to be there for the sport and for the club, and they need to be there for us to ride against.
Glen, what you're looking to achieve today? Obviously you want to win. If not, what you're looking to get position looking for?
Obviously the main thing is just to make that final, and then the aim is to just see where it goes from there, really. Hopefully should be good, and hopefully Paul won't dislocate my shoulder again like normal.
Is that what are you going to dislocate his shoulder there this afternoon then, Paul?
I'm going to try my best, yeah, if he's anywhere near.
Unsafe rider, that's all.
I think he was going too slow at the time, and I was trying to pass him, and he
saw in front. I had the indicators on.
The thing that I was going to pass him, and he turned right on me, and that's why the incident happened. You see,
it's dirty rider.
These riders who just can't understand why they're going to get passed.
I think we'll call it there on that, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Cheers.
Former world long track champion Robert Barth with me now. Robert, it's been a long time since we've seen you at Collier Street. Were you happy where practice went?
Yes, the track was a little bit slippery in the practice. I think the track is completely changed when we start the meeting, and I think it's no problem for me.
Obviously, it's quite a bit smaller than the tracks you would ride in Germany, so does that affect your gearing and how you prepared the machine for today?
Yeah, that is no problem. We have a lot of small cross tracks in Germany, and I have a special prepare my bike, and the practice for me looks good, and I think I'm ready for the meeting.
The other difference is, of course, you ride a lot on sand in Germany as well, whereas this is a typical English conventional grass track, isn't it?
No, we have in Germany a lot of grass tracks, but it's a typical English grass track. It's very, very hard and slick. In Germany, normally the tracks is deep and this is more grippy, and that is a little different for me. I like normally grippy grass tracks and not so slippery tracks.
The other difference, of course, here on the continent, you race a lot during the evenings. This is the first time we've ever staged an evening meeting in England under the floodlights.
Yeah, that is a good idea. In Germany, much organizer changed to the evening, to the light meetings at the evening. I think it's good for the spectators. Today on the practice was very, very hot, and on the evening is much colder. The weather is better, and it's better for the spectators. I think it's not so hard for the spectators sitting here in the hot sun. I think it's better when we make the meeting on the evening.
World Long Track fast approaching. Any special preparation for the Long Track series this year?
No, nothing. It's the same than last year.
Kelvin's here today. Obviously he will be one of your main rivals again on the Long Track. It would be a feather in your cap if you could come here and more or less beat Kelvin over here in England, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what I will say. I'm not happy when Kelvin will stop on Long Track World Championship. I think Kelvin and Gert and me, we must go in for the Long Track World Championship, and I hope Kelvin do all 5 GPs this year. I hope it.
Disappointment that Gert is not able to come over this week. Were you there when he got injured in Germany last week?
Yes, I see that on the internet. Gert has a crash in a long track meeting in Germany, and I see one picture in the internet. He have blue arms and thick arms, and I think he he will make 100% ready for next week, his first long track Grand Prix in Mühldorf, and I think Gerd say, I will stop this weekend, I will not riding, I will make 100% ready for Mühldorf.
It's been quite a while since you've ridden in England. Obviously the English fans are delighted to see you back over here again in England.
Yeah, I like the English spectators, and I am many times here. I ride Speedway in Poole and in Swinton and so, and the English spectators is good. I like the English spectators.
Thank you very much, Savin Wilbers. Very best of luck this evening.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
the
you very
interview.
much. Thank you. Rider with me now goes extremely well at Collier Street, Andrew Appleton. Andrew, the practice went well for you.
Yes and no. I had a bit of a problem with the carburettor, but it was good to get back on the track again, and good to get back out on the grass now. Let's see what we can do in the meeting.
I think it's fair to say this is probably one of your favourite tracks. You've had some good results here in the past.
Yeah, I've had some good results in the past, but I've also had a few bad crashes here, so it's not my favourite track, but just got to get on with it in each track you go to. So we'll just see what we can do tonight.
Every rider we've seen so far has said it's great to see it back to grass.
Yes, I'd say that as well, but we haven't seen any dust yet from practice, which we did in previous years, and I think it's going to produce a lot more dirt than what it has in previous years, and should contain some good racing.
Interesting to see how it goes. It's experiment by Paul Miller, first ever night meeting, first meeting under floodlit. Let's hope the crowd respond to it.
Yeah, let's hope so. Hopefully gets a big crowd in tonight and gets the sport back on the board. It's taken a little bit of a dip so far, and we need to get the profile of the sport back into the high sort of sports, like on the TV, and with the good meetings like this, like Paul's running, it's bound to get better.
Tremendous year for you last year on the long track. Obviously looking to go a little bit better again this year.
Just to maintain the result for this year. Could have been a fluke, you never know, but I had a brilliant year last year, and in the World Championships finished 6th, and if I can maintain top 6, I'd be very happy, and then next year then go forward again.
The thing is, with Kelvin, Gert, Robert, all 40 pluses, some of you youngsters have got to come to the fore very quickly now, haven't you?
That's right, and although I like looking through the records, there hasn't been that many World Champions at any age lower than 26 sort of thing, so I think long track, especially long track, takes a few years to get to know it and get to grips with it, but yes, the grass track's going good at the moment, just trying to get the the right setups for the long tracks.
Robert Barth over here tonight. Do you feel you've got a better chance of beating him here tonight than what you would in Germany in his own country on his own tracks?
I don't think so. He's an extremely good rider, so he rides well everywhere. He rides with a lot of muscle on the bike, and he's, when you see him abroad as well, he's just fantastic. And tonight's meeting is going to be very high. It's a good lineup tonight, so be happy to make the A final and then see what we can do in that.
Thanks, Sam Wilbers. Very best luck tonight.
All right, thank
you very much.
Cheers.
I'm sure a lot of you will be very, very pleased to see riding on that buggy. We have, of course, got our very own Matt Reed coming round to say hello to all of you that have supported him through all his horrible troubles with that horrendous accident over there in France. And a warm welcome to all our international riders that are riding here tonight. I can see going past me is I was keeping my eyes on Matt, but I can see Robert Barth has come out early, number 5. I think a lot of you will be thinking that, well, indeed Matt goes by me, as indeed Kelvin Tatum rides around the outside of him. Riding number 2 tonight, that's one to keep your eyes on. Number 6, Tony Svab, great to see him here at Tunbridge. Number 7, Brendan Manu. Riding number 12, we've got Sirg Schutzbach. He's got a very busy weekend. He's dashing off back to Germany to ride tomorrow. And we wish him the best of luck tonight. Number 17, pleased I'm sure to be in the meeting, Thomas Cooper. Number 15, Martyn Sturgeon. Riding 19 tonight, great to see him still competing, Dave Mears. Number 10, Jannick de Jong, who we expect so much from. And talking about the youngsters in the sport at the moment, looking with a big smile across his face as he goes by me, number 81, Lewis Denham. Riding 42, that of course is Glen Phillips. 47 and 71, that's Phil Ashcroft, and our reserve, Dave Durham. And a rider you've already seen down in the pit corner, that's number 215, Steve Braidford. So the riders make their way back into the pits as we now start to see the sidecar crews coming round. And I hope you pick the riders that you think are going to do the winning tonight as we introduce them to you. Number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. Coming past me is number 5, Matt Framarola and Andy Wilson. Very used to the speedway and they've had some great results down on this circuit. Number 48, that of course is Rob Winterburn and Tris Winterburn. Outfit number 8, he's got on his outfit. Number 92, that's Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. That's such a great season last year, and they are of course British Masters champions. Number 99, Trevor Colvin and Terry Saunter. Number 93, a long journey from Cornwall, that's Andy Simons and Nicky Owen. Number 118, let's stay with the Cornwall theme because we've got Wayne Westerway and Mark Courtney. 60, Richard Thomas and Jason Barry. 17, and there's a lot I need to tell you about 17. That of course is well, number 7 he should be riding as Paul Johnson and Mark Brewster. Number 18, Gary Parmenter and Craig Parmenter. Number 2, terrific to see still riding Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel. And 69, Matt Tyrrell, Sean Yates. Number 4 is James Rogers and Mark Cosser. Ivor on 15, looking for passenger. No. Well, he's decided to get a lift with John Halsey on 13. John Halsey and Jason Glennie. 21 is Simon Wall and Paul Phillips. 23 is Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. And 24, here come the local favourites, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. And 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson. 87 is Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Had a great start to the season, number 9, that is Myles Simmons and passenger Kevin Woodley. Well, I mentioned to you that we've got the short track supermotos here. On bike number 10 is Tim Craig. 54 is Peter Boost. 88, Mark Hedling. 15, Andy Norrish. 5, Dave Norrish. 20, James Cawthorey. 69, Andrew Phillips. And 34, Dave Burgess. Race of the evening. It is with the Supermotos, and they steam into that first corner. Starters very quickly moving everything off the start lines, and as the fireworks go off, that does mean we are well and truly underway with Floodlit Super Cup for 2005 and getting us underway. Something just a little bit different. If you talk to any of these riders, they say it just doesn't work like a grass tracker. You know that you've got to work hard. It's a beast when you go down this race. And a great start for Tim Craig as he shoots round the outside and gets himself in front, looks over his shoulder, but you can see all the time in the middle of the bend they are fighting with those machines, most of them using 460s. There's a couple of Kawasaki's out there. I know that there are KTM's. Those of you that are engine experts, I'm sure will be able to pick them up as they come round past you. But as Craig has lost out on that early lead, he's now got it back again. Dave Burgess getting in on the action, that's 34, he gets the lead as they go into that bottom turn. It was billed as being a demonstration ride, but I don't think when you talk to anybody that competes in motorcycle racing there's ever such a thing as demonstrating. They'll want to be number 1 as they go over the line, as they fight together. You can see what happens, they've got the speed and they've got I know a lot of them have hardened the suspension up to give them drive down the straight. The difficulty with this style of racing is when you get into the centre of the bend. James Cortheray getting in on the action. A lot of you will remember his name from this part of the world in grass track racing. But their first outing tonight, and as they go into that pit turn for the last time, again you can see the style. They have to really slow it down in the middle of the bend, and as they come towards the checkered flag, it's first win tonight, and first blood goes to number 20, our very own James Cortheray. And a win for rider number 20, James Cortheray. Second to him was Dave Burgess. 10 was third, Tim Craig. 15, Andy Nourish in fourth. 88, Mark Hedling in fifth. 54, Pete Boost in sixth place. Seventh goes to number 5, Dave Nourish. And eighth place, number 69, Andrew Phillips. 1:56.21 was the winning time, so I think what we ought to do is watch and see if that gets any quicker as the night goes on. Remind you of those changes, that riding as number 1, we've got Not Gert Wrist, we've got Schreider Horton. Andrew Appleton goes as number 4, he's already at the start line. Tony Svab as number 6, there's no Chris Harris, his place is taken by Martyn Williams. Number 10 is Jannick de Jong, who we've heard so much about, the youngster from Holland that really is setting things alight. Number 12 we've seen here at Tunbridge before, that's Sturg Schutzbach from Germany. Joe Screen is replaced by Thomas Cooper as number 17, and number 19, completing the lineup, is Dave Mears. Time here at Tunbridge, we start becoming underway with the 500 International Solo as they go into that first bend. That looked very much to me like Jannick de Jong had made a fantastic start and got himself to the front, but they sort themselves out as they go down that back straight and into the bottom turn for the first time. Oh, they're sorting themselves out, and then comes past me, it is Jannick de Jong now being chased by Sturg Schutzbach. And already you can see the sort of speeds that these riders are getting up to as we've got problems on that bottom turn. On the far side though, look at Jannick de Jong going as he comes into that pit bend for the second time. He is determined tonight and a great start to the evening. Tony Svab is the rider in third place. Andrew Appleton, like you see back there, in fifth place at the moment, but look at Jannick de Jong. He really is setting this sport alight at the moment, and you can see now exactly why. Sturg Schutzbach, a very experienced rider, in second place, but look at the big gap that we've got now between Jannick de Jong and Sturg Schutzbach. As the last lap flag is put out, oh, that really is the sort of gap that I'm not used to seeing here at the Tunbridge circuit. He looks over his shoulder, he knows he's got a big margin, he's starting to catch a tail ender. It will be checkered flag for him this time. Rider number 10, Jannick de Jong, crosses the line and takes the first win of the evening. Followed home in second, all the way back, is Sturg Schutzbach. Well, I'm looking over my shoulder at the lap scorers because that looks to me like number 6 Tony Svab got third. A win for number 10 Jannick de Jong. In second place, number 12 Sturg Schutzbach. In third place, number 4 Andrew Appleton. Fourth place, number 6 Tony Svab. Fifth place, number 17 Thomas Cooper. Sixth place, number 8 Martyn Williams. Seventh place, number 1 Schreider Horton. And the winning time, remember, for 5 laps, not really of any meaning at the moment, 1:42.64. 1:42.64. So we move into race 2. Race 1 sponsored by Valley Homes of Kent. Thanks, of course, from everybody for the sponsorship for each of these events. Race 2 sponsored by Anthony Martyn Sports Ground Engineering. And for the first time tonight, we see rider number 2, Kelvin Tatum. Number 5, out against him, a great adversary in the world of long track racing. It is from Germany, Robert Barth. Number 7, Brendan Manu. Number 9, Mitch Godden. 21, Rennie van der Velde. Phil Ashcroft, Lewis Denham and Glen Cunningham. Indeed, we're all looking across at the pit box because at the moment we appear to be missing one rider. I can see Kelvin Tatum, Robert Barth, and Mitch Godden's there as well. Seven, Brendan. They've shut the pit gates now, so the last rider is indeed out on the circuit. And it looks like Shane Colvin's been given a ride. And I think it's Glen Cunningham that we haven't got on the start line. So 98 Glen Cunningham not out for his first ride. 94 Shane Colvin, the reserve that quickly comes in. And a fantastic start from number 21 Rennie van der Velde. Will he keep it as he goes into that first turn? Well, as they go down the back straight, it starts to sort itself out. And we look as they go into that pit bend because he really did make a fantastic start and he comes round off that bottom bend. Indeed, he's got the lead. Robert Barth goes after him. Lewis Denham I can see up there in 4th place. And at the moment there's problems for Kelvin Tatum. We're not used to seeing him at the back of the field. Robert Barth goes through on the inside of Rennie van der Velde as they go into that bottom turn, and it is the German Robert Barth that takes the lead. Rennie van der Velde in second, and it's Shane Colvin that's up in 3rd. I wanted to confirm that as they come round past me for the second time, but it is Shane Colvin that's got himself into 3rd. Not expected to be out in the meeting tonight. He got in as a last place reserve. No Glen Cunningham, so out comes Shane Colvin, and he's sitting in 3rd place. One more lap to go for Robert Barth to start this meeting the way he wants to. Rennie van der Velde is still sitting there in 2nd place. Lewis Denham now getting himself up into 3rd place in front of Shane Colvin. But they really do look to be motoring tonight. Oh, it's checkered flag that's going to go, and checkered flag goes to number 5, Robert Barth. 21, Rennie van der Velde in 2nd. Kelvin Tatum has made up a lot of places. He must have had a problem in the early stages of that race. Be interested to see where exactly he came. So, race 2 in your programme, sponsored by Anthony Martyn Sports Ground Engineering. A win for rider number 5 from Germany, Robert Barth. In 2nd place, number 21, Rennie van der Velde. In 3rd place, 81, Lewis Denham. 4th place, a terrific ride coming in at the last minute, number 94, Shane Colvin. In 5th place, number 2, Kelvin Tatum. In 6th place, number 9, Mitch Godden. In 7th place, number 71, Phil Ashcroft. And 8th place, number 7, Brendan Manu. The winning time was 125.11, an average of 63.02. So if you do see kids in there, you must get them back behind the barrier. Nobody can be in between the boards and the barriers. They will not be able to continue with the racing if there are people between the boards and the barriers. So if there's anybody near you, give them a hoik, throw them over the barrier, or ask them to go behind the barrier, I should say, shouldn't I really? So we turn our attention to the 3rd race of the first leg rides for the solos, and we see for the first time Paul Cooper, Martyn Sturgeon, Mark Chilman, Pepe Rudolph. Indeed, it's not Pepe Rudolph, his place being taken by Richard Knight. Neville Tatum, Ken Phillips, Jason Handley and Steve Braidford. Oh, a tremendous start from Neville Tatum, but he's caught as he goes into that first bend. He's the rider on the outside at the moment, going down the back straight with a red helmet. That's Neville Tatum, who's got himself nosed in front once again. And into that pit turn they go for the first time. So, who's going to have it as they come past me? It is Neville Tatum. With number 42, Glen Phillips, right with him. Those two are away from the rest of the field, and those two scrapping together as they go down that back straight. Neville Tatum just edging it. Glen Phillips right there with him though. And as they go round that pit bend for the second time. Oh, it is Neville Tatum has had a terrific start. Jason Handley, the rider, in third place at the moment. He's opening up that gap between third and fourth, but is he closing on second? Still Neville Tatum there at the front of the field. He's still got in close quarter though. Number 42, Glen Phillips. Jason Handley desperately trying to get back on turns with him. Steve Braidford is the rider in fourth at the moment, but all eyes I'm sure on those front two because Neville Tatum's lost the lead now to number 42, Glen Phillips. A terrific top bend from Glen Phillips as he comes round off the pit bend and takes the checkered flag. Great ride from him. Neville Tatum the early leader in second. Jason Handley in third. It's a win, a terrific win for number 42, Glen Phillips. In second place, number 25, Neville Tatum the early leader. In third place, number 95, Jason Handley. In fourth place, number 215, Steve Braidford. In fifth place, number 20, that's Richard Knight. And sixth place, number 11, Paul Cooper. Seventh place, number 15, Martyn Sturgeon. And eighth place finisher there, number 18, Mark Chilman. 125.06 was the time, 63.10 the average speed, 63.10. So that's the official result of race 3.
We're just going to have a break before we go on with the 1000cc sidecars. Two very distinguished gentlemen out here with me on the middle. First of all, it's great to see him back after that horrific accident. Will you please put your hands together for Matt Reid? And the gentleman sat next to him, a legend in his own lifetime, particularly in this neck of the woods, often referred to as the first professional grass track racer. A man still very much involved in grass track racing. Please put your hands together for Mr. Don Godden. The reason these two gentlemen are out here is because it's the Charlie Coleman Trophy. Charlie, a great sidecar racer in these neck of the woods. And the Charlie Coleman Trophy is presented by the Grasser Committee to person or persons for services to grass track racing. This year's winner is a legend, as I said, in the grass track world. He has competed in grass tracks in this country and abroad at the very highest of levels, winning many titles and awards during his distinguished racing career. He has also been involved in manufacturing grass track machinery. Last year saw him suffer an extremely serious illness from which he has made an extraordinary recovery. Grasser are very proud and privileged to make the award, and Matt is going to make the award, to Mr. Don Godden. Matt, just a quick word. It's great to see you here. How are things going?
Things are going really well, thank you. It was not a very nice one, but everyone put them together for me, and the amount of support I had was really nice and was great, and I think it was something that sort of kept me going. So thank you to everyone here that did so much for me, really. And hopefully you might see me on two wheels again one day.
And coming to watch meetings like this can only speed your recovery, can't it?
Oh, so yeah, it's making me want to get back on again, and there's only one thing I've got to do to get back on again, isn't there? Let's get better.
So Paul, your personal list to riders for next year then?
I don't know if he's got enough money.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Reid, a quick word with Don. Don, you're virtually in your own backyard here, and it's true to say you probably were one of the first professional grass track racer. How are you enjoying what Paul has put on for us this evening?
It's I'd say it's a dream come true, really. I've travelled abroad, been all over the world racing, seen how they do it, how they can do it. Always felt that we could do it as well, if not better. And here we are. This is living proof of it. That we've taken a leaf out of everybody's book, and this is the way to do it. Well done, Paul. Well done, Kevin Steele, and everybody in the Tunbridge Motorcycle Club. Thank you.
And it's great to see Collier Street back with grass rather than shale, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think we're all surprised that the grass has grown, because we've been trying to wear out what's been there for the last 20 years. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Reid and Don Godden, thank you very much.
They've got memorabilia for Grasstrack Racing. It's the Grasstrack Riders and Supporters Association, and as you've just heard a moment ago, that award, the Charlie Coleman Award, which has been handed to people over the years that have contributed brilliantly to the sport of Grasstrack. Matt presenting it to Don as they come round. Please give them your applause. It's people like that that we need in the sport. Mick Day and Martyn Smith. Number 5, Matt Pomerola and Andy Wilson. Number 9, Myles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. 18, Gary Parmenter and Craig Parmenter. 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. And 60, Richard Thomas and Jason Berry. So all of them wanting to prove themselves tonight. This is a big one for them. Myles Simmons and passenger Kevin Woodley together for the first time this season. They've had a great start to the year with the Astra Champion of Champions, and then they followed it with the Cornwall Trophy. Richard Thomas, of course, has had a win at the Wimborne meeting. Get underway, looking to see who's made the best of it. It is Richard Thomas from the outside gate that's got himself to the front as they go round that first turn. So Richard Thomas now paired up with Jason Barry as they go down the back straight. Rob Wilson's in pursuit, and Rob Wilson looks for the outside. Rob Wilson goes round the outside on that pit bend. Can Richard Thomas hold it? As they come towards me, it's Richard Thomas has still got it. Rob Wilson forced to go wide, and Richard Thomas will now try and endeavour to keep Rob Wilson wide. He's got the speed on the inside, but Rob Wilson was very quick down that back straight. Will he do it again? Richard Thomas and Jason Barry slow up going into that pit bend. This is exactly what happened last time. Rob Wilson looks to have a better line this time. Richard Thomas has still got it though. Rob Wilson in front. Gary Palmer in third, just in front of Myles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. But the battle is at the front, because Rob Wilson now looks to be using that speed down the back straight to enforce the lead on him as he goes into that pit bend. Richard Thomas still there in second place. He knows there's a battle behind him as they go into the last lap. Gary Palmer has got the best of that battle. Myles Simmons and Kevin Woodley trying to get that third place as they go into the pit bend. And Myles Simmons, as I say, that's gone very, very wide on that pit bend. He's given the advantage back to Gary and Craig Parmenter. And as the checker flag is made ready for the first of our sidecars this afternoon. See, I've done it already, haven't I? The first of our sidecars this evening is won by Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. So race 4 sponsored by Dave Hussey, a win for outfit number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. Second two on the early leaders, number 16, Richard Thomas and Jason Barry. In third place, number 18, Gary Parmenter and Craig Parmenter. In fourth place, number 9, Myles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. In fifth place, number 1, that's Mike Day and Martyn Smith. And in sixth place, number 5, Matt Pomerola and Andy Wilson. The winning time was 1:33.35. That's an average of 57.49. And this time, Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel. Paul Johnson and Mark Brewster. John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Simon Wall and Paul Phillips. Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. Trevor Colvin and Terry Souter. Because I did have chance to speak to them earlier on today, and Mark Brewster, who is passengering for Paul Johnson tonight, would you believe, has just given up a career of British Supersport 500cc production series racing. He operated as a privateer. Those of you involved in road racing will know exactly what I'm talking about. He was supported, however, by the Kawasaki team, and he was lying 6th in the British Championships. He's had to give it all up due to the expense, And now he's sidecar passengering for Paul Johnson in the world of 1000cc sidecar racing. Possibly John Halsey to go into that first turn. It all gets very, very tight going into that first turn, but it is John Halsey and Jason Glennie that have got away. Down the back straight they go, and we'll pick up for you the rest of the crews as they come round past me for the first time. But it is John Halsey and Jason Glennie that lead as they come past me. Simon Hall and Paul Phillips in second. And as they sort themselves out in that top bend, it is Simon Wall that's leading that battle for second, third and fourth. There's a lot of riders together as they chop and change going down the back straight, but look at the gap that John Halsey's opening up. So we're going to have to watch and see how the time is against Rob Wilson's time in that first one. As they sort themselves out further down the circle, Rob Wilson has got himself through into that third place. And still the battles rage for that 4th, 5th and 6th place. And Rob Bradley, I thought was about to say there that he was in 3rd. He's now been taken as they chop and change. But no question about the leader. John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Simon Wall and Paul Phillips in 2nd. Steve Smith has now got himself back into 3rd place. And I'm watching to see those 3rd, 4th and 5th places because it's all very tight. But as the checker flag being made ready, there's no question about the race leader. That, of course, is a win for John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Good second place for Simon Wall and Paul Phillips, Steve Smith and Carl Swirl in third. Win for outfit number 13, John Halsey and Jason Glennie. In second place, number 21, Simon Wall and Paul Phillips. In third place, number 2, Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel. Fourth place, number 87, Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. In fifth place, number 99, Trevor Colvin, Terry Suter. And sixth place, number 7, Paul Johnson and Mark Brewster. 132.16 was the winning time, 132.16, so just a second quicker. 58.24 they averaged. First time out for James Rogers and Mark Cossa. Number 8, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. 69, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. 92, Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. 118, Wayne Westerway and Mark Courtney. And indeed I can see that we've had a change, that it's not number 8 Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. In fact Steve Smith and Fraser Sutherland have come out as number 8. Colin Blackburn looks to have made the best of the start as they go into that first turn. Now they sort themselves out as they go around that first turn. I think it's Paul Whitelam that's coming through on the inside. Matt Tyrrell on the outside of him as they go into that top turn for the first time. Colin Blackburn then setting the early pace. Matt Tyrrell it is that slots into that second place. James Rogers going for the outside line, forced to go wide, gets himself up into third. Now he could keep the speed on as we got problems for Paul Whitelam, I think that is, that spun on that top turn. Quickly the two of them are up and they're pushing the outfit off into the centre of the green. So disappointing to lose Paul Whitelam, and James Rogers looks to have problems. So Colin Blackburn under pressure now from Matt Tyrrell as those two get away from the rest of the field. Not sure what the problem was for James Rogers, but he certainly slowed in that bottom turn. He looks to be back on song now. But as they come round towards the last lap flag, Colin Blackburn still with the lead. Matt Tyrrell in pursuit. James Rogers in third. Wayne Westerway holding fourth. And has Matt Tyrrell got an answer? He needs to get the speed up going down that back straight. If he's going to make a challenge in this last turn. But the gap, I think, looks too big. Colin Blackburn looks to be joining Rob Wilson and John Halsey with a win in his first ride. A win for outfit number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. In second place, number 69, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. In third place, number 4, James Rogers and Mark Cosser. In fourth place, number 118, Wayne Westaway and Mark Courtney. In fifth place, number 8. And that, of course, was the place taken by Steve Smith and Fraser Sutherland. No sixth finisher there, the winning time 1:35.26, 1:35.26, 56.31. All through the night, they've now moved from video to DVD. You can still get things on video, but they have now developed and gone on to DVD. All of last year's action, he's got compilation albums, the best of the action from last season, but more importantly perhaps tonight, he will be filming the whole of the Floodlit meeting of International Solo and 1000cc Sidecar. Race 7 then, completing the lineup for tonight's event. The riders out for the first time in this one are Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace, Gary Jackson, Carl Blythe, Rob Winterburn and Tristan Winterburn, Duncan Tollis and Rob Patterson, Andy Simons, Nicky Owen, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Last of the crews comes in the line. That's John Hiscock. Starter wants him a bit closer to the tapes. So John moves forward. Duncan Tollis has made a good one from the middle. Gary Jackson from the inside. It is Duncan that gets there though. They all close up into that first turn. John Hiscock has gone well from this outside gate and he's round the outside of Duncan Tollis as they go down the back straight. John Hiscock it is that gets to the front as he goes into the bottom turn for the first time. And as they sort themselves out further down the field, it's Duncan Tollis that's got the battle on. So, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister out in front as they go round that pit bend for the second time. Duncan Tollis and Rob Patterson trying to stay with them, but they've got no answer to them at the moment as they go into this bottom turn. John Hiscock with an excellent line round that bottom turn. He's still got the lead, he's got the speed on. Rob Winterburn is the rider in third at the moment. But really the gap is between second and third, as equally fourth and fifth. Gary Jackson putting Rob Winterburn under pressure for that third place. But all eyes, I'm sure, on John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister at the front. They've got one more lap to go. Duncan Tollis is still right there with them. And very disappointing to see Ivor Matthews back in fifth place. I'm sure there must be a problem there, which he'll hope to get sorted for his second ride. Now Duncan Tollis looks to be making a challenge. Into the last turn they go. He went wide coming into the bend. Does that mean he's going to cut back underneath? There's not enough room. John Hiscock gets it. A win for number 184, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Good start for them for the evening. In second place, number 74, Duncan Tollis and Rob Patterson. In third place, number 48, Rob Winterburn and Tristan Winterburn. In fourth place, number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. In fifth place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace. And sixth place, number 48, Rob Winterburn. No, I've already done that. So that should be number 93, Andy Simons and Nicky Owen. 133.19, 133.19, 57.59. Alright, we move over the page and we've already got the riders coming out for race 8. And quickly looking at who performed in those early rides, we see once again Jason Handley, who had a 3rd place first time out. Will Ashcroft, number 20, is not Pepe Rudolph. It is in fact Richard Knight, number 20. For Cooper. Eyes on sure will be on number 5, Robert Barth. Can he make it 2 out of 2 as they go into that first turn? Now Paul Cooper it is that made the best of the starts. But around that first turn, around comes Robert Barth, the impressive German rider as he goes into that pit bend for the first time. He's had a win in his first ride, out for the second time tonight. Robert Barth in the lead, Paul Cooper in second. We've then got a gaggle of riders in that 3rd, 4th and 5th place. But this looks like being a battle of whether we can catch Robert Barth as they go round that bottom turn for the second time. Well, the challenge is with Paul Cooper. A disappointing ride first time out, so he's doing much better this time, but that is a tall challenge to try and catch the flying German Robert Barth. Oh, he looks to be enjoying himself, Robert Barth, as he goes past that front wheel in the air. Jason Handley up in 3rd place. And Thomas Cooper in 4th place at the moment. But as we see the checkered flag going, it is all eyes on Robert Barth as he makes it 2 out of 2. Win then for number 5, Robert Barth. In 2nd place, number 11, Paul Cooper. In 3rd place, number 95, Jason Handley. In 4th place, number 17, Thomas Cooper. 5th place, number 20, that's Richard Knight. And 6th place, number 71, Phil Ashcroft. Winning time was 123.95, 123.95, 63.93 they have reached. They have indeed cracked that 124 time. 123.95, 63.93. So we've seen Robert Barth come out and take a win. We know there was disappointment for Kelvin Tatum in his first ride. He knows he's got to work hard to get the results in his next 3 rides. We saw Sirg Schutzbach have a very good 2nd place in his first ride, but all eyes I'm sure will be on number 21, Rennie van der Velm. This could be an interesting one as Kelvin Tatum comes from the outside gate into the front in the middle of the turn. He goes down the back straight. This is where we're more used to seeing Kelvin Tatum racing as he goes into the pit turn leading in his 2nd ride. Race 9 in your programme. Oh, it's been Cunningham is in 2nd place. Sirg Schutzbach is in 3rd. Tony Svab in 4th. And I can't see Rennie van der Velm. As we see, from Glen Phillips in 2nd. Sirg Schutzbach in 3rd. In fact, I can see that 21, Rennie van der Velm, is in 4th place. And it will be last lap for Kelvin Tatum, who is not having it all his way because Glen Phillips, who had a really good time out, is sitting closely there in 2nd place. Kelvin's gone very wide coming out of that bend. Glen certainly is right on the back wheel of Kelvin Tatum. There could be a challenge in towards the checkered flag as they come round that pit bend. Well, Kelvin holds a very good line. It's going to be close, but Kelvin gets it. win, his first of the evening for number 2, Kelvin Tatum. So will he continue in that vein and have enough points to get himself through to the final? We'll wait and see. As we know, in second place there was number 42, so he's a win and a second place, Glen Phillips. In third place, number 12, Sirg Schutzbach. In fourth place, number 6, Tony Svab. In fifth place, number 21, Renee van der Welm. And sixth place, number 9, Mitch Godden. Seventh place, number 94, that's the reserve that's come in place of Glen Cunningham, who we've learned now has unfortunately blown an engine in practice. That is Shane Colvin. In eighth place, number 18. And that again, I think is Mark Chilman that's gone in that one. And the winning time of 1:24.45, 63.55. Watching for Andrew Appleton going around the outside. It is Andrew that gets himself to the front as they sort themselves in that first turn. Well, we've got number 10, Jannick de Jong, who had such a good ride in his first ride. Where is he in that gaggle of riders behind Andrew Appleton? Brendan Manu with a much better ride this time. He's in what I was going to say was second place, but I think he's back to third. Now we had problems with one of our riders coming out of that top turn, but as they come round the pit bend, and there's Neville Tatum has got himself up into second place now, so he's battled his way through. And problems for Jannick de Jong, he was in all sorts of trouble down here in this pit bend, but he pulls off into the centre green. And there's one more lap to go for the early leader, number 4, Andrew Appleton. Had a third place first time out, so this is no harm at all to his point scoring as he goes through the evening. And disappointment for rider number 10, Jannick de Jong, as he goes quietly into the pits. The checkered flag goes for number 4, Andrew Appleton. He gets his first win of the night. A win for number 4, his first of the night. That is number 4, Andrew Appleton. In second place, number 25, that's Neville Tatum. In third place, number 7, Brendan Manu. In fourth place, number 81, Lewis Denham. Fifth place, number 215, Steve Braidford. Sixth place, number 15, Martyn Sturgeon. Seventh place, number 19, Dave Mears. And the winning time, 1:25.42, 1:25.42. 62.83. The average speed 62.83 with a time of 1:25.42.
Yeah, in the first heat I not worked the green light, was not the green light on, the tape is going and Kelvin and me we stay still on the start. But I make pressure to the other guys and I can win. And in the second heat I can make a good start and yeah, I can win the heat. I'm happy at the moment.
Are you happy to see the Collier Street back with grass rather than shell?
I'm not 100% happy. 2 years before I had big trouble here. Nearly lose my world championship title. But today I'm happy. A lot of spectators. It's a good crowd here. The light I hope is fantastic. The track is not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. We can make good heats, good meetings, good fights. And yeah, I hope end of the meeting I'm under the first 3.
And obviously looking forward now to the start of the World Long Track Series.
Yes, next week is the first round in Germany, in Mühldorf. Tomorrow I have a meeting in Plattling. I test the last time my brand new engines and bikes and everything. And then I hope I can make a good result in the first round.
Now you were at the meeting last week when Gert Riss got injured. Perhaps you'd like to tell the English fans who are obviously disappointed he's not here tonight exactly what happened to Gert last week.
I cannot tell you 100%. I look only on the internet. Gert has a crash in a long track meeting in Germany in Vilshofen, and the complete body is blue. And yeah, at the moment he is not 100% fit for riding today, and he cannot riding tomorrow in Plattling in Germany. But I hope he is coming back ready next week.
Have you got any special preparation with the machinery for the start of the long track series?
yeah, I test tomorrow a brand new engine from my tuner Anton Nischler, and I hope it's good, and I hope the engine is fast.
Thank you, Happy Wilbers. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Barth.
So, race 11, we see the riders coming to the line for the second time tonight. And a couple of replacements here that we've got Steve Smith coming out as number 8. One outfit in the lineup as they come to the line. Matt Tyrrell, I don't think, has made it. Oh, indeed, Matt from Marola, I'm hearing, that didn't make it to the start line. Steve Smith has made a tremendous start, though. As they go down that back straight, they start to sort themselves out. Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel, outfit number 2 it is that lead in front of Mike Day and Martyn Smith. Now, I'm hoping I don't get too confused with the fact that I've got 2 Steve Smiths out there, but one's at the front and one's at the back, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, as it's all starting to close up for 2nd, 3rd and 4th as they go into that bottom turn. Steve Smith won't mind at all as he gets a chance to get away from them. And it is outfit number 4, James Rogers and Mark Cosser that are putting the fight on, and they're under pressure now from Paul Johnson going around the outside. It's all changed for that 2nd place. Oh, there's problems for Mike Day as he pulls up going down that back straight. And I'm sure Steve Smith won't mind as he gets away. You can now see that outfit number 4, James Rogers and Mark Corser, are under pressure from Paul Johnson and Mark Brewster. My eyes at the moment firmly fixed on that 2nd place battle as Steve Smith has got away a little bit and knows he's got the checkered flag coming towards him this time as he comes towards us. Well, James Rogers it is that gets that 2nd place. First of the 2nd leg rides for the 1000cc sidecars, and a win for number 2, Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel. In 2nd place, number 4, James Rogers and Mark Cosser. In 3rd place, number 7, Paul Johnson and Mark Brewster. In 4th place, number 1, that's the replacement riders that came in, Mike Day and Martyn Smith. In 5th place, number 8. That's again that's our other replacement, Steve Smith and Fraser Sutherland. 134.12 was the winning time. 134.12. 57.02 they averaged. 57.02 the average speed. 2, 4, 7, 1 and 8. 134. So the outfit's coming to the line for race 12 in your programme. All eyes, I'm sure, are going to be on John Halsey and Jason Glennie. They had a win first time out. But let's not write off any of the competition. Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace, outfit number 15, a disappointing first ride. They were back in 5th place, so they need to make up points. Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh right on the inside. Gary Parmiter and Craig Parmiter, they had a 3rd place first time out. And right on the outside here, we've seen some good gates already tonight from this outside grid. You've got to stay wide on that first turn, but it has proved beneficial. That's where Myles, Simmons and Kevin Woodley sit. They get underway and they're all trying to close as they go into that first turn. Myles Simmons, as I mentioned, has got to stay wide on that first turn, and he's lost out on that first turn. John Halsey and Jason Glennie take the lead as they go down the back straight. Gary Jackson tried to get through. Gary Palmer is trying to get through around the outside of this bottom turn. But as it all closes up for 2nd, it's John Halsey and Jason Glennie that keep the pressure on. All sorts of problems for Gary Palmer as he comes past us, connecting with the boards on the outside. But pleased to see that Craig's up and okay. But as we watch on the far side, it is John Halsey and Jason Glennie that have still got the lead. Myles Simmons has now got himself up into 2nd. Gary Jackson in 3rd. And Simon Wall in 4th. And the problems continue for the crew of Ivor Matthews, as he really doesn't look to be on song tonight. And no such problems for John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Can they do the same as Robert Barth did in the solo? Make it 2 out of 2. Into the last lap they go. Oh, Myles Simmons with a much better performance this time, but he's not closing on John Halsey. And I think is how it's going to be. We may see a change for third place as Gary Jackson's under pressure. Simon Wall trying to get through on the inside of him. The pressure's on for that last turn. John Halsey gets the win, Myles Simmons in second, and Simon Wall gets third. Second night out for John Halsey and Jason Glennie, and a second win. Outfit number 13 it is that goes in first place. In second place, number 9, Myles Simmons and Kevin Woodley, a much better ride from that crew. In third place, number 21, Simon Wall and Paul Phillips. In fourth place, number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh. Fifth place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Mixed Ace. No sixth finisher there, the winning time 132.75. 132.75, 57.87 they average. You've got Richard Thomas and Jason Barry, who had a second first time out, but were leading for a long time. Number 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson. They also had a second place, but were very, very close behind, would you believe. Rob Wilson and Ian Whale, who go in this one, they had a win. Equally did Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam. So, an interesting one. I can't write off, of course, the fact that Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates had a second. So, 3 second places as we go into race 13 from their first rides, joined by 2 first places. Now, where do they line up? Duncan Tolhurst right on the inside. Rob Wilson's, interesting enough, got this outside gate. We've seen a few good gates, but he has got Colin Blackburn on the inside of him. That could make it difficult for him. Richard Thomas will go from the middle. So we watch to see what happens. This should be an interesting one. They get underway as they go into that first turn. It is Rob that's made the best of the gates from the outside. He cuts across everybody and gets himself into the lead as he comes out of the first turn. Colin Blackburn tried to stay with him. He's just sitting in second, but Duncan made a good start from the inside. He's holding third. Rob Winterburn trying to go around the outside of him, forcing Duncan Tolhurst on. He knows he's got to stay with him. Oh, Matt Tyrrell is not out of the action either. He's right on the inside of Duncan Tolhurst as they go into that top bend. A real scrap going on for that second, third and fourth, but all the time that's going on, Rob Wilson has got away, and it is Rob Wilson that goes into that top bend leading. Well, I'm watching what's happening a bit further down the field, because you can see that Matt Tyrrell has now worked his way through into third place. Problem for Duncan Tolhurst, so Richard Thomas is not out of the action. He's up into fourth place. As I watch on the far side, oh, you see that incredible lead that Rob Wilson and Ian Whale have got. They're going to make it 2 out of 2 if they stay where they are. I'm not so sure about second, because it's all getting very, very tight. They're closing right up on Colin Blackburn. Oh, Richard Thomas having a last effort as well. He doesn't want to give up as he goes into this last turn. Looks for a way through on the inside. Rob Wilson and Ian Whale take the win. It is Colin Blackburn that hangs on to that second. It's a very, very quick time from Rob Wilson. It's first place and his second of the evening for outfit number 24, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. In second place, number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. So they're still in with a shout. They've had a winner in the second place. Third place there, number 69, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. Fourth place, number 48, Rob Winterburn and Tristan Winterburn. And fifth place, number 60, Richard Thomas and Jason Barry. Sixth place, number 74, we think with problems, Duncan Tolhurst and Rob Patterson. 131.90 was the winning time, 58.40 the average speed. So looking to see what gate we've got for number 184 John Hiscock and Gary Bemister, and they are actually on gate 1 right on the inside. Now this could be an interesting one because we've seen some good gates from the outside. They get underway, and I was going to say that John's made very good starts in his first ride, but it is once again those outside gates that have proved dividends as Paul Whitelam gets himself to the front. Obviously had that spin first time out, he knows he's got to score well in this one. John Hiscock going around the outside, wants to get the first place back again to keep the pressure on. In front of Rob Bradley, and he's now closing on Paul Whitelam. Rob Bradley's trying to stay in touch with John Hiscock as they go down that back straight. But it is Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones that have got the lead. John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister looking good tonight as they close, going into that top turn. Now those three really getting away from the rest of the field. But it's very, very close for that second place. Now they're closing right up in that second and third place. You can see that it's given Paul Whitelam the advantage. He looks over his shoulder, knows he's got one more lap to go. Oh, Rob Bradley trying the outside line on that top pit bend, and indeed he's done it, has he? Yes, he has, as he goes down the back straight. John Hiscock will want to get it back. He's chosen to go wide. Oh, it's going to be close to the line, but Paul Whitelam gets the win he wanted. Official result reads as a win for number 92. That, of course, is Paul Whitelam and Kevin Jones. In second place, number 87, Rob Bradley and Jason Gill. In third place, number 184, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. In fourth place, number 118, Wayne Westerway and Mark Courtney. Fifth place, number 99, Trevor Colvin and Terry Suter. Sixth place, number 93, Andy Simons and Nicky Owen. The winning time, 133.27, 133.27, 57.54, the average speed.
With me now, Andrew Appleton. Andrew, tremendous second race. Hard work out there.
It's very hard work. You know, the promotion here have put on a fantastic event, and yeah, just trying to find a good setup for the bike and get out the starts.
Bit of a problem spotting the green light in the first race.
Yeah, I was looking for the green light and the tapes went up, so I was a bit handicapped there, but you know, I've got to sort it for the second race and see what we can do in the next one.
Did you change anything on the bike for the second race? After, I think you got a third place in your first ride.
Yeah, we changed the shock setup and it worked a lot better in the second race, so we'll just make another change now just to make it a little bit easier to ride.
Long track coming up, tremendous performance last year, 6, looking to improve that, or we'll have a 6th place again this year.
Yeah, top 6 again this year would be fantastic, and you know, if I can maintain the top 6 it'd be good, so looking for some more A finals this year.
Looking how Robert's performing around here, he's certainly be a man to catch again this year, isn't he?
Yeah, they all are, all the top guys on their day can beat anyone. That's what makes it so hard in the World Championships, and you know, with 6 rounds there, it's at the end of the day, it's the most consistent. So yeah, we're looking to just make some A finals and the beat.
Paul and Kevin have worked tremendously hard to put this on today. I think there's a good crowd in, tremendous racing, and let's hope it's the start of big things to Floodlit Grasstrack in this country.
Yeah, let's hope so. It's just what the sport needs, you know, to raise the profile of the sport, and you know, without promoters here today, you know, we need some more fantastic events like this, and it's the only way we're going to raise the profile of the sport.
And I think unanimous decision by all the riders. They're glad to see it back to grass, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah, it's the way it was just too dusty for the spectators and the riders, and got a little bit dangerous in the end. So yeah, it's good to be back on the grass here.
Thanks, Sam Wilbers. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Appleton.
So as we turn over the page, we now see our supermotos out for their demonstration ride once again. And I hope you haven't ignored all the adverts as you've gone through the pages for all the sponsors that have supported us. And indeed that fantastic picture of Robert Barth, Gerd Riss and Kelvin Tatum contesting the final in the World 2003 World Championships here at the boarded circuit. So what can they do this time? We saw wins first time out for rider number 20, who, if I can find my list of riders, I can tell you it is James at Cortheray, of course. And believe me, these are difficult machines to get round a circuit like this at any sort of speed. Making the best of it at the moment as they come round off that bottom turn is rider number 10. And the 10 is Tim Gregg, who had a third place in that first ride. And he looks to have gone wide once again as we look to see them go down that back straight. I think that is Peter Boost that's actually fighting for that win this time. They're joined by James Cortheray. James on that very distinctive red top, but the very distinctive yellow top of Tim Gregg is the one that's bursting down the back straight. Four of them together as they go into that pit turn. I mentioned earlier that I don't think there is such a thing as a demonstration when you're talking about bike racing. Well, that's a good win for Tim Gregg. Fifth was 15, Andy Norrish. Sixth was number 34, Dave Burgess. And seventh place, number 69, Andrew Phillips. And eighth place, number 5, Dave Norrish. The winning time, 150.51, 48.57 as we now turn our attention to race 15 in the programme. The International Solos as they indeed get underway and fly into that first turn. Lewis Denham has gone with Kelvin Tatum, but Kelvin Tatum gets the better of the exit of the bend, and it is Kelvin Tatum that leads going down the back straight. Lewis Denham it is up in that second place as they go into the pit turn for the first time. And Kelvin Tatum, knowing that he was disappointed when he started his first ride. And one interesting rider to watch for is the rider in fourth place, number 42, Glen Phillips. He's had a win and a second place. He's back in fourth place at the moment. Watch for him coming through as Kelvin Tatum sets the pace. Keeps the lead as he comes round the pit bend for the second time. Lewis Denham still there. Jannick de Jong is the rider in third, who of course pulled out of his second ride, so he's got things sorted out. And Glen Phillips still there in that fourth place. Those four getting away from the rest of the field as we've got one more lap to go. This is race 15. Lewis Denham, I would say, has got closer and closer. Kelvin Tatum, I think he's aware of that. But I think in essence, Lewis is just trying to keep ahead of Jannick de Jong. And the checkered flag goes. Kelvin Tatum takes his second checkered flag and second win. Lewis Denham hangs on to that second place and Jannick de Jong in third. And a win once again for number 2, Kelvin Tatum. In second place, number 81, Lewis Denham. In third place, number 10, Jannick de Jong. And in fourth place, number 42, Glen Phillips. Fifth place, number 6, Tony Svab. Sixth place, number 21, Rennie van Velm. And seventh place, number 17. The winning time was 125.20. 125.20. That's an average of 63. Exactly. 125.20, 63 exactly. That's race 15. We've already got the riders to the line for race 16, where we see out once again number 5, Robert Barth, up against Andrew Appleton. No Glen Cunningham, his place taken by Shane Colvin. And let's not forget Sirg Schutzbach, number 12, Steve Braidford, number 215. Interesting perhaps. Well, Robert Barth doesn't look happy with something at the moment. Robert Barth, who's a very detailed German rider, he knows his positions. You can see that Robert Barth knows that he should be in number 4. Now the starter's quickly clarifying things with Robert Barth. Oh, I think he's accepted that he's in gate 4. And we know he's riding number 5, but I think he wanted to go in gate 5. Go into that first turn. Andrew Appleton has just got away, but he's got Robert Barth on his inside. I can't make out who that is that's come through into second place as they go down the back straight. Pick that up for you as they come by me, because Robert Barth is attacking again and trying to come through on the inside. And while he battles for second place, you can see that Andrew Appleton has got away. This Stevie Braidford is up there in third place at the moment. So it was Stevie Braidford that had got up in the second ahead of Robert Barth, but Robert Barth has attacked around the outside of that top end. He's got himself back in front where he wants to be, and Andrew Appleton must have wondered where he'd come from. So Robert Barth is in the lead, Andrew Appleton in second, Stevie Braidford in third. A tremendous start from Andrew Appleton. But he's now having to watch Robert Barth go away from him. Stevie Braidford has got to do the same thing in third, as the two of them have got away from him. There's a good battle going on for this 4th place. Colvin is sitting there in 4th place at the moment, not having it all his own way. As we see the checkered flag being raised once again, and he really has looked a very determined rider in this event tonight. Robert Barth takes the win, Andrew Appleton in second, Steve Braidford in third. And a tremendous third win in his third outing for number 5, Robert Barth. In second place, number 4, Andrew Appleton. In third place, number 215, Steve Braidford. In 4th place, number 94, Shane Colvin, and 5th place, number 12, Sirg Schutzbach. 6th place, number 8, and 7th place, number 19. The winning time, 124.92. 124.92. 63.20 was the average speed. 63.20. So we've got one more ride to go to complete the third leg rides. Right on the outside, we've got number 9, Mitch Godden. Next to him, number 11, Paul Cooper. Further in, we've got number 15, Martyn Sturgeon. Brendan Manu. 20 is Richard Knight. 95, Jason Handley. 25, Neville Tatum. And 18, Mark Chilman. Well, he's been making some tremendous starts tonight, and Neville Tatum has done it once again. We've lost riders on that first turn, but Neville Tatum won't mind what's going on behind him. Clerk of the course has indeed put out a red flag. The race will be brought to a halt in the interest of safety. The red lights have come on as well. The riders all now know that the race has been stopped. We've got fallen riders and machinery on the track, so they will all have to come back and do it again.